Hi, Money Maestro. My name is Yvonne Wilson. I'm a licensed financial educator. I represent WealthWave, which is the How Money Works company, and you are here today because you want to learn how money works. I am currently in Nicaragua, solo traveling the world as a digital nomad. So I'm going to go through this course as quickly and efficiently as possible. So let's dive right in. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, make this a little. Okay, perfect. So today you will learn exactly what is inside the How Money Works book. This video won't allow me to play, but it shows the authors from the book being interviewed in over 350 media sources. So there are two series to the book. There is the original How Money Works and the How Money Works for Women, which just released last year. Here is a quick screenshot of the news stations that the authors have been interviewed in. So you have CNBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, and so on. Today, we're going to cover the concepts portion, although every single one of these trainings is included inside of the book, and those are separate. So today, we will focus on the concepts. And first, we're going to dive into the 7 money milestones. So this is your step-by-step action plan designed to help you chart the course from where you are today to financial security and independence. The good news is that no one is too far ahead or too far behind to benefit from these milestones. So the first milestone is one you're already on your way to completing. It is financial education. And of course, we recommend to speak with a financial professional to guide you and answer any questions you may have about any money-making decisions about your future. So in this part, we're going to cover the time value of money, $1 Million Baby, and the rule of 72. Each one is essential to the startup required to making financial decisions with confidence and start taking action to get started and get yourself on track with your money. So first, we have the time value of money. We've all been guilty of squandering time, and it's especially costly when you lose the value of your time over money. I'm sorry, it's especially costly when you lose the value of your money over that time, because after all, you'll never get that time back or the money lost. So when it comes to money, time is precious. Think about how many years you have until you pay off your car loan or home mortgage, your kids go to college, you retire, and maybe you're worried about your savings running out in retirement. But don't freak out. Knowing these numbers creates urgency, and urgency drives actions. And now we're getting somewhere. So take a deep breath and consider the 3 time-tested actions to leverage the time value of money. Number 1 is to start now. Now is always the best time to start. Number 2 is to save regularly. So get the highest interest rate possible for your savings and investments. And number 3 is to be patient. Good things come to those who wait. So here are actually 2 characters from inside of the book. We have Sarah and George. Sarah is at age 22, George is 30. You can see that Sarah starts saving a lot sooner by age 22, whereas George starts saving in his 30s. You can see that Sarah puts away about 4.75 less than George does and has over $110,000 more. Isn't that insane what a difference 8 years can make? So the longer you wait to start saving, the more that you need to come up with every single month. And this is actually a common sense principle that is frequently ignored, because the longer you wait, the more you have to save to hit your goal. So don't wait. Here is a really good chart of the ages broken down. On the right side, you'll see how much you would have to contribute on a monthly basis to reach $1 million by age 67. So what a difference even 5 years can make, but look at 10 years. What if you started investing in your 40s, 50s, and 60s? At some point, you will outpace your ability to hit that monthly savings required because you simply can't afford it. And at that point, you'll have 2 choices: to shrink your dreams or find a way to earn more money. So now might be a good time to start applying these principles for yourself and see what that looks like. write down your age and how much you need to save from that previous slide, because what happens if you wait 5 years? How fast have the last 5 years flown by? Everyone needs to know this information now because time is ticking away. So here is a quote from the book of how the suckers think versus how the wealthy think. The sucker thinks, I know saving is important, but now it's just not a good time for me to deal with it. Versus the wealthy that say, here's the deal, time is money, every day counts. Building my financial future starts now. The wealthy-minded always get started as soon as they can. Now let's look at an example. The $1 million baby example. This is something that most parents dream about. If you have children or you plan to have children, you always want them to have it better than you. I think that's natural. So in this example, this is a strategy that applies the power of compound interest and the time value of money in a way that makes the traditional end-of-life wealth transfer seem really old-fashioned and frankly unnecessary. We call it $1 million baby. Did you know only 20% of children will receive an inheritance? And because of the hardships and effects of 2020 from the pandemic, it's probably even lower now. So which legacy plan is more realistic for you? You have two options. Option one, you leave each of your children $1 million inheritance from your personal savings, or option two, you grow a $1 million retirement for each child, starting with a small fraction of that when they're young. So as we know it, science is developing, inflation is increasing, and long-term care is becoming more and more expensive. This new reality of longevity can remove the possibility of leaving an inheritance the old way. So, since it's so hard to leave an inheritance today, why not use the greatest financial asset your child has, which is their time? They have an entire life of it. So what could the power of compound interest do for your child over 67 years? Let's take a look. So we have the three simple money concepts. We're going to leverage the power of compound interest, the time value of money, and wealth protection. The question is, could you save $1 million for your child or your grandchild? Well, it's much easier than you think. We're going to look at an example from two other characters from the book, but before we do, I do have to explain that this is simply an illustration and it is completely hypothetical. So in this example, Dana puts away $13,000 one time, leaves it there for her daughter until she turns 67. It grows at a 6.5% to a little over $1 million. But if Dana waits until her daughter graduates from high school, her daughter only receives about $300,000 of that. So now you can see what a difference 18 years can make. Hector doesn't have 13 grand sitting around, but he still wants his son to retire on $1 million. He and his relatives work together to save $2,500 now, and then contributes $250 every month for the next 4 years. And then he will hit the same goal. His son also retires with $1 million waiting for him. But if Hector waits until his son turns 18, same story as Dana, much less. You can see a little over $300,000 again. According to the data from the United Nations, 250 children are born in the world every single minute. Imagine how different their lives would be if every family created a savings plan for their children that couldn't be touched until retirement age. So now you see why we call this strategy $1 million baby. How appreciative would your kids be someday, perhaps when you're gone, that their parents thought about their future, they knew how money works, and they acted in love to take care of them? That's a thank you that could change your legacy forever. Once again, sucker-minded leave it all by chance, while the wealthy-minded realize what a dream come true it would be to do that for their family. The suckers say, I hate to say it, but my kids will probably have to fend for themselves. They'll be lucky I don't end up moving into their basement. Versus the wealthy that say, if there's an affordable way to set up my kids to be taken care of in their later years, my family and I will get it done. Okay, so this is actually my favorite part. This is the rule of 72. Have you ever heard of it before? It's a little known mental math shortcut that the wealthy have used for years. Everyone should know it. You simply divide any interest rate into the number 72, and it tells you how long it'll take for your money to double. It works for you if you save money, and it works against you if you borrow money. So at 1%, it takes 72 years for $1 to turn into 2. That's a pretty long time. Would anyone knowingly choose that on purpose? Unfortunately, some do. So as you can see, the better rate of return you get, the faster your money can double. So at 3% every 24 years, 6% every 12, 9 is 8 years, and 12% is every 6. So here's another way to look at it in terms of the number of doubles you could have over your lifetime. 1%, you'll be lucky if you live long enough to get one double. At 6, you'd have 4. 12, you've had 8. Each double is twice the amount of money. At a rate of return of 0.15%, if you divide that into 72, you're looking at 480 years for your money to double. Doesn't that sound crazy? By the year of 2504, and as Clark says, his great grandchildren will love it. And just so we're clear, the same place that gives you 0.15% can also charge you 22% or more for a credit card. That means that their money doubles every 3 or so years. Now you see why the subtitle of the book is called Stop Being a Sucker. You need to know how money works today, not tomorrow, today. Okay, so you can also use the rule of 72 to figure out what rate of return you'll need for a savings goal or what a loan will cost for you. You simply take 72 and you divide it by the years left to save, and that will be equivalent to the interest rate needed. So this is not the time to be sucker-minded. This is the time to apply the rule of 72 to all of your finances like wealthy-minded people do. The suckers think that the rule of 72 sounds like math. Boring. The wealthy think math rocks. The rule of 72 is simple, powerful, and practical. So at this point, you may have some questions coming up like, should you use a bank account? What are your safer options? Should you refinance a loan at a lower rate? What can you do to help make more doubles possible? Our mission is to teach 20 million families how money works within the next decade. We are going to stamp out financial literacy in every community. That's a huge undertaking and one that will require an army of thousands of educators. So we are looking for people to help us teach these classes. So that's where you can come in. If you're interested in building a legacy and having another stream of income, please let me know. So we are at the end of today's course. Think about which concept resonated with you most. This is exactly why we started this mission of eradicating financial illiteracy. And this is how you start to take control of your finances. We call it the money discovery. This is actually at the back of every single How Money Works book. And because you've made it this far, I would love to personally gift you a free copy. So if you're comfortable giving me that information, go ahead and send me a message. So it basically works like this, like driving directions on your phone. You need 2 points of reference, where you are and where you're going. So this is how you put together your financial roadmap. And the money discovery in the book can help you do exactly that. So the next step is for you to review your personal numbers with one of our educators. And if you'd like, follow the How Money Works official on Instagram. And because you have made it this far, I would like to congratulate you. You have officially completed milestone number 1, which is to get a financial education. But after all, there are 6 other milestones, and I would love to teach you the rest. So here they are. Please send me a message. Let me know what your biggest aha moment was so that we can connect and discuss further. I can't wait to talk to you, and I am so proud that you took the time to watch this and prioritize not only your future, but your family's future. Okay, I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.